Welcome to Magic Pulse review, and today we are reviewing a product from Hyde Project called Gun Ring. Now this effect is straightforward. You have a box, you put a ring inside it, and you can shake it and you can hear the ring is inside. This is happening in the spectator hands. And as they shake, the audio, the sound of the ring will vanish, and when you open the box, the ring is gone, and they can even inspect the box after. What I just explained is exactly what the spectator will experience when they experience Gun Ring. Huge thanks goes out to Hyde Project for sharing this effect, and let's have a look. Is this a worker? So what is this? Well, basically this is what you get. It's a box. Also, by the way, you get a business card as well as a sticker, beautiful made, and this gives you access to their video material as well as their private Facebook page for some additional resources. Now this is the whole thing. It's a box, it's a bicycle box, and this is what also made me interested in this effect, because when I watched the trailer, I immediately thought, what, as we always do, I guess, what is the method behind it, and I kind of found it kind of both interesting and funny, and I couldn't exactly figure it out. And when I got this, I must admit that when I unpacked it and I opened it, and I thought, well, what is this? I still didn't understand it. There was nothing to see, and that made everything so much more interesting. So basically this is what you get, and let's have a look at further details. So overview, what are my first impressions, how is the production, and how is the teaching quality? To be honest, my first impression is that the quality is very well made. It's durable. It is a box. It's almost, I guess, as it is a normal box, to be very honest. It seems to be has added something to make it a little bit more durable, but even though I would make sure that I take good care of it, and even if you didn't, talking about durability, I would say that you can take whatever the secret is and put it inside your preferred brand of a box if you want it, or if you want it out. So the teaching quality of the video material is very good. All the resources you get access to is more than good enough, and it teaches you everything you need to know about how to use it, how to reset everything, and how to adapt it to other kind of boxes. Of course, I haven't been able to use this over a long time. I only had it in my hands for about 2 weeks, but the good thing is that if it, you've worn it out, you can adapt it to other boxes, so which makes it very, very interesting. So real world practicality, how is this in the real world? Is it practical? Does it come with any drawbacks, or how is the angles and all those kind of stuff? But I would say it's very practical. I would have already tried this in several gigs, and it's something I have already added to my repertoire. It's not very difficult. If you ask me, this is something that can be done both by beginners as well as professionals, even though I would say that you might want to know some kind of slides, basic slides, if you want it to look very, very smooth. If you don't know that, they already teach that on the video as well, so it shouldn't be a problem. Now for me, the biggest problem with Gun Ring is not the effect itself, because that's great, I would say. It's the reset. And I guess that's something we always think about. How is the reset of the tricks we buy? And it's not that it's difficult, it's just that I didn't figure it out. So again, you need to watch the video to understand how this works. And to be honest, the reset takes 1 second, even less. It would take 0.5 seconds to reset this effect. It is something you need to do, you need to learn it, and you need to not necessarily practice it, but it is something you have to do. But again, the reset takes about 0.5 seconds or something. It doesn't require more pocket space than, a normal box. If you want, I would say you could even use this as a normal box and put your cards inside. I wouldn't do that because I don't know. I think I would just not use it more than I necessarily have to. But you could, and it doesn't weigh anything, so it's just a normal box. And for the angles, I would say, in my opinion, we are too focused on angles, because I must say 99% of all my gigs, I never have people behind me. I'm not saying you can't have that, but maybe in a normal performance style, you would like to have them behind you, but you could, absolutely. You just have to adapt your method. And so I wouldn't say it's really angle sensitive at all. And of course, if the question is it doable? Is it adaptable? Is it something that is practical that I would do? I would say it requires some practice, but that's how magic is and should be. And would I perform it in my sets? I already do. So yes, I have already adapted it. And there's one thing is about the effects you get with gun ring. There is another thing as well, and that is that you can use it as something else. For me, I'm using this as misdirection, and I might maybe make another video about that later. But it is very practical in the real world. So yeah, all thumbs up. Is there any knowledge required to perform gun ring? I would say no. This is something for everyone. It's something for a beginner, for intermediate, for professionals. So basically, you don't need to know much about magic to perform this, but I would say it's always good to know some slides. In this case, I wouldn't reveal too much, but maybe you want to know how to do, let's say, false transfer or something. That's always a plus. If you don't know, they will teach you on the video, and that shouldn't be a problem. Even though it's easy to perform, the more practice you put in, of course, it will make it look even better. And but surely this is something for everyone. And I would say that the creator probably also claims that this is something for everyone to do, and they are absolutely right. This is pretty easy to perform, and when performed perfectly, the effects are amazing. So it doesn't take too much practice, and a lot of the effect or the reactions are within the box, or let's call it the gimmick. So what about the entertainer fit? To be honest, this is absolutely a close-up effect, which means this works for any close-up magician doing regular close-up, strolling, table hopping, even in some certain settings where you do parlor or stand-up, it is adaptable. I would never perform this on the stage. It's not because I don't do close-up effects on the stage, it's more about, this is not a card effect, right? So it's more like an effect that uses a card box. And because one of the effects basically is about the sound of the ring vanishing, that wouldn't play very well on a huge stage unless you have, microphone and stuff like that. But I would say it's a close-up effect for close-up performers in a strolling, table hopping setting. I would even do it in my kind of parlor, smaller venues. It is doable for all kind of levels, as I said previously. But basically, yes, it is a close-up effect. So, some final recommendations after using this for a couple of weeks. Well, if you need a vanish of a ring in an existing routine maybe, this is something that you absolutely can adapt to your existing routine. If you want to use it as it is, like you put a ring into the box, you make it vanish, and voila, some magic happens, this is absolutely something you can just use out of the box as it is. And as I mentioned earlier, I already use it in another routine. I perform a ring on string routine, which in my opinion is beautiful, and it has a nice ending with an impossible location thing. I have tried to adapt this into that routine. Not exactly to that I needed additional reactions from the audience, but more because I can use it as a misdirection thing. So something is happening while I might be doing something else. So another very nice thing about this is that you might think that you're buying an effect and you get a reaction. What you're buying is an effect that gives you multiple reactions, because first of all, when they put the ring inside the box and you give them the box, they shake it, they can obviously hear the ring inside. But then eventually that sound vanishes, and then you get the reaction, and that's the first reaction. And then you ask them to, well, you can open the box, and they open the box and they see, well, it's empty, and you get another reaction. And as a kind of a final kicker, you can tell them to, oh, please inspect the box, and they can inspect the box. And then you get the third reaction. I would say it's very unusual that you give them the dirty work and they can inspect it and there's nothing to see, which I find very, very interesting. So it's a very nice piece of magic, and if you're looking for multiple reaction and in a very kind of easy way to perform it, I would say this is a way to go. I've never thought about this method myself, so all thumbs up for Hide Project for coming up with this. So finally, is this a worker? Well, the final verdict, taking all this into consideration, I would give the method 8 out of 10 because it's a great method. I would give the practicality a 9 out of 10 because it's kind of easy to perform. And to the audience reaction, I would give it more like 8 out of 10. Not because it doesn't give great reactions, but it's more like, it's not one of those effects where people go crazy and running down the streets. It's more an effect where they go, what happened? I haven't seen this before. And, you know, those kind of reactions, which is great in my opinion, even better than having people running away from you. So in total, I would give it 8.5 out of 10, which in my opinion really is a worker. Thank you so much for following Magic Pole's review, and a huge thanks goes back to Hide Project. Please like and subscribe for future Magic reviews, and also please sign up at magicpoles.net. And until next time, see ya!